from a once divided nations to a one powerful union. Let's find out what the European Union has to offer.
Oh, you're there. So what is EU? The EU stands as European Union, whereas it is a union that is made up of 27 European countries, which govern a common economics, law, security, and social policies. So what is the EU's vision? Are you curious about it? Its vision is to create and build a Europe that is united, equal, and prosperous, where everyone works together instead of competing against each other. Whereas everyone will feel inclusive, diverse, and fair with equal opportunities. So some of the things that EU has done or its achievements are the creation of the world's largest single market. Another one is the common currency, the euro. Whereas it is the second most used currency, accounting for 20% of global foreign exchange reserves, compared with 58% for the US dollar according to the European Central Bank. They also have trade agreements with other countries such as Japan and Canada. Fascinating, right?
Are you curious about the deeper history of European Union? Did you know that the European Union was gradually formed through treaties that promoted cooperation among European nations? It began with the European Coal and Steel Community in 1951 and the European Economic Community in 1957. Focusing on economic integration, the EU was officially established by the Maastricht Treaty, which took effect on November 1, 1993. Founded by 6 countries, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. The EU aimed to ensure peace and unity in Europe, supported by leaders like Robert Schuman and Jean Monnet. Key treaties were signed in Paris and Rome, and today the EU's main institutions are Brussels, Strasbourg, and Luxembourg City.
Why is the European Union even here? Are you curious about the objectives of the European Union? Did you know that their objectives are outlined mainly in the Treaty of the European Union and can be summarized as follows? First objective is to promote peace and security. That is to maintain peace, stability, and security in the Europe and the wider world. Second is to uphold EU's values to protect democracy, human dignity, freedom, equality, and the rule of law, and also the human rights. Third objective is to ensure freedom, security, and justice to provide an area without internal borders where citizens can live freely while ensuring safety and justice. Fourth objective is economic growth and the single market establish a single internal market that promotes balanced economic growth, full employment, price stability, and sustainable development. Fifth objective is social progress and equality. Work for social justice, gender equality, solidarity among generations, and protection of children's rights. Sixth objective is to combat social exclusion and discrimination, to promote social inclusion, equality, and non-discrimination in all forms. Bullying? We don't have that here. Seventh is environmental protection, to promote sustainable development, protect the environment, and combat climate change. Eighth objective is scientific and technological advancement to support progress in science, research, and innovation. And ninth is to promote economic, social, and territorial cohesion to reduce disparities between regions and strengthen unity within the Union. And last but not the least is to promote the interests of the European Union globally to strengthen the European Union's role on the international stage, promoting free and fair trade, human rights, and international cooperation.
Now, let us learn about which countries are members of the European Union. As of 2025, this union is composed of 27 member countries working together to promote cooperation, peace, and prosperity. These countries are Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, and Sweden. The European Union's membership has evolved over time, with the most significant change being Brexit when the United Kingdom officially left the Union on January 31, 2020, reducing the number of members from 28 to 27. Today, the European Union continues to represent a unified effort among its member states to strengthen economic stability, maintain peace, and provide opportunities for their people, making it one of the most significant alliances in modern global affairs.
Now let's dive into its positive impacts of regional economic cooperation in the European Union. Let's start with the creation of the single market. This is one of the biggest achievements of the EU because it allows the free movement of goods, services, people, and capital. What does this mean? It means that the products can be traded across borders more easily, businesses can expand faster, and people can work in the other EU countries without too much hassle. This improves efficiency and makes Europe more competitive in the global market. Second, the EU also provides what we call collective public goods. These are benefits that all member countries share. For example, there are common rules and standards for things like environmental protection and consumer rights. There are also competition policies that prevent companies from creating monopolies, which is important for keeping the market fair. Plus, they have dispute settlement systems to make sure conflicts between members are resolved peacefully and fairly. Now let's look at regional development and cohesion. The EU doesn't just focus on the rich countries. It also helps poor regions by investing in infrastructure, education, and innovation. Through cohesion funds, these areas get the support they need to grow, which reduces inequality and helps bring all member states closer to the same level of development. Finally, there's political and economic stability. Because the countries in the EU are interconnected, the risk of conflict between them is much lower. And during tough times like financial crisis, institutions such as the European Central Bank play a key role in destabilizing economies and preventing bigger problems. So overall, the EU's regional cooperation leads to stronger trade, fairer opportunities, reduced inequality, and greater peace and stability across Europe.
European integration sounds like progress, but behind that, there are real challenges that can't be ignored. Take politics for example. Integration becomes limited because some members resist to participate and want to hold on to their own power, which makes the decision and political union feel out of reach. Policies. Not every country signs up for every regulations, and what makes it bad? It creates gaps and makes the European Union harder to govern as one whole system. In the economy, the single market and common currency bring growth, but not everyone benefits the same way because of regional disparities, which means they have an uneven level of development, income, or opportunities between regions. Some areas benefits more, while others are left behind. And on the global stage, the European Union also struggles to keep pace with big companies like the US and China, especially when it comes to technology. Europeans have stricter regulations that often slow down innovation. But these impacts were not a hindrance to keep progress. It reminds us that unity is never simple. It requires balance, cooperation, and the ability to adapt.
And that's European Union for you. Nations united by history, strengthened by cooperation, and still shaping the future of the world. Whether it's trade, travel, or tackling global challenges, the European Union shows us what's possible when countries work together. Thanks for watching!